Thanks for joining us for our latest segment of Moments Off the Mat, presented by USA Wrestling. I'm Tony Black, Director of State Services for USA Wrestling. Today, I'm joined by one of the top age-level wrestlers in the country, Destiny Rodriguez, 15-year-old out of West Linn, Oregon. Destiny, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So Destiny, last summer, you won the 16U National Championships at 144 pounds. You were looking to compete again in the 16U division and also add juniors now that you're eligible for juniors. Can you talk about the training and progress you've made in the last year since you won your national title?
Yeah, after FARGO that summer, I went home and started training for my high school season, where I made the boys varsity team and then went undefeated on the duels, and then went undefeated in our girls team. And then, but because of COVID, when I came back, I didn't get to get the come home with my 2 stop signs that I was hoping for.
Yeah, certainly. I know one of your coaches, when I was reaching out, asking him who he thought would be a good interview, he said you, and that you would have won both 16U and junior. So we'll get into your competition in a minute, but yeah, certainly those stop signs are pretty valuable. You got the one from last summer. Where is that hanging up on your wall?
Yeah, I have all of my stuff hung up in my room.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So last summer, had you been told what to expect before you got to FARGO, or did you just like literally walk into the FARGO Dome and see the 20 mats or 20 plus mats and, you know, be like, oh man, this is a big tournament and I better be ready to roll?
Yeah, some of my coaches had talked about it, but nobody really told me like how big it was. But I had gone to FARGO the year before, just to watch some of my teammates, and I knew how big the tournament was. I knew it was one of the biggest tournaments for girls my age.
All right, so you had been there, so you knew kind of what to expect, but obviously you weren't eligible yet for the 16U. So last summer, your first year competing, that's great. So obviously we talked about, right, you were planning on winning both stop signs or coming home with both stop signs. Who are some of the competitors nationwide you were preparing to face this summer in FARGO?
Well, honestly, I didn't really have anyone like in mind, no one in particular, but I was always training to compete with the best, and I was always like ready to be up there with those girls.
And my guess, Destiny, is that you're not just looking to train and beat girls in the U.S., but you have your eyes set on a right international competition as well.
Yeah, for the Olympics one day. Yeah.
All right. Well, I think I have a question coming up. We'll maybe see how that goes. That you'll maybe touch on that. So, so who are you most looking forward to being with on Team Oregon this summer? Actually, specifically this week in FARGO. Who are some of those teammates or coaches that you were looking forward to being with?
Well, the Oregon's coach, Natasha, but most of the teammates, just some of the girls I don't really get to see most of the time because we go to different schools or they just live further away. Just hoping to be with them.
Gotcha. And you mentioned Natasha. That's Natasha Umamoto.
Yeah.
Natasha. Yeah. Good deal. So what are you going to miss the most about not being in FARGO this week?
Probably.
What are you missing? I guess?
Huh?
Or what are you missing? I guess because it's present tense.
Yeah. I'm gonna be missing like the traveling, the bonding time with my teammates, like on the drive up there. And then just a tough competition. That was a really good tournament. So we're really gonna miss that.
Got it. Yeah. So obviously, like we said at the beginning, you're from West Linn, Oregon. You wrestle for West Linn High School. You won the Oregon State Championship this year as a 9th grader. Can you talk about what it was like to have girls wrestling be sanctioned in Oregon and to be one of the trailblazers in that space?
Yeah, I was pretty honored to be West Linn's first girl to win a state title. But it was pretty great for the girls to have their own tournament. It showed how our growth over the years and how big it's gone.
Yeah, and I'm sure, Destiny, you're familiar with Scott Shannon. I know Scott was real instrumental in right getting girls wrestling sanctioned at the high school level, and he obviously works with the OWA, Oregon Wrestling Association, for your summer trips. So
Yeah.
yep. So you're only 15, but I still have to ask this: what's the highlight of your wrestling career to date?
My highlight so far, I would say would be winning the U15 Worlds in Budapest, because I knew I worked really hard for that, and I got to do it with such a great team.
Gotcha. And did your parents travel to Budapest with you, Destiny?
Yeah, my dad was there, and then my uncle went.
Okay, cool. I know Budapest is a neat city. So not only, I'm sure, was the wrestling great, but I'm glad to hear that, or I'm happy for you that it was in Budapest, because again, did you know that Budapest used to be two cities?
I think I read about it or heard about it somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah, there's on both sides of the river. There was Buda and there was Pest, and then they combined them.
Yeah.
So Budapest. So I guess how that would be the more appropriate way of saying it. I have a tough time saying it. I still say Budapest, but so this is a girls wrestling question for you as well. With the Ncaa recently recognizing women's wrestling as emerging sport status, do you have aspirations to win Division I Ncaa titles?
Well, yeah, I think it would be pretty awesome if the Division I got or the colleges made a girls team. But if I had to choose a team, I'd probably say a school like Iowa. I want to go to a school like Iowa because their boys team is so successful. I believe that their team would be too.
All right, so that's a call out to the administration at University of Iowa, right? Add wrestling at least by 2023, so Destiny Rodriguez can be on your inaugural team if you haven't ended it by then. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, good deal. Good deal. So looking forward a little bit here, where do you see yourself in 5 years or 10 years down the road, Destiny?
I want to continue my wrestling and at a school somewhere, and then continue my education as well. And then in the further future, I want to be in the Olympics. I want to go to the Olympics, get a medal.
Any color medal in particular? I mean, I'm guessing you're not looking to win.
Gold, yeah.
Okay, all right, good deal.
Gold.
All right, so 2024, 2028 in LA, right? Either of them, you'd be happy to be on the team and to come home with gold.
Yeah, be pretty happy.
All right, fantastic. Well, Destiny, I don't have any more questions for you. Obviously, I wish that you were in Fargo right now, right? Competing on Mat 1 in the finals a couple times. But certainly appreciate you taking the time today to join us and right to be part of the latest segment of Moments Off the Mat.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. You have a great day.
You too.